Hello everybody, it's Bam, welcome back. We're going to do episode 2 of our Hearthstone playthrough. As some of you might recall, last episode we won our first game in very tight conditions, and the most common piece of feedback I got was that the deck isn't very good. So we're actually going to stick with this deck one more time, mostly because I think it's kind of funny that we're using a relatively garbage deck. See how we go with that. And then next episode we might actually look at changing it, but for now, let's jump into a game, cross our fingers, and hope for a win. Now, you might see I've rearranged the overlay a little bit, just put the links up on the top instead of on the side, so they don't get in the way of my deck hand. Hopefully that helps you guys out with seeing what my options are. Not that it matters, because I tend to make the wrong choices regardless, but yeah, could help. Here we go. See how we go. Sponsored by Coke Zero once again. Warrior. Intense. Don't mind any of those. Yeah, probably don't need the Frost Nova that early, but the other two's fine. Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some, I guess. This guy's name is Hogger. I'm surprised that wasn't taken, to be honest. Why not? It's probably my first mistake. I generally don't enjoy playing against Warrior, just because they are very fast-paced decks, and I generally struggle if I don't have a lot of time to think and a lot of time to react, and by that I mean I need an opponent that really doesn't do anything for a couple of turns so that I can just lay waste to him with no resistance. What I'm basically saying is I do best when the other player isn't playing. Unfortunately, I found with Hearthstone that doesn't happen too often. Generally speaking, the guys you play against also want to win and use tactics in order to come to that conclusion, which is quite a pain. So we can pointlessly Ice Lance, but it will give us a charge, or we can just Frostbolt, get it out, and then we can hit him for 2. Both good options. Deal 3 damage, bit of overkill. It's not a spell though. Oh, it can wait. It can wait. Next turn we can Arcane Intellect, or if he does have something up, we can use that. I'd rather save the card, I think. Becoming a little bit self-conscious about my choices, but I've decided that instead of getting self-conscious, I'm just going to do whatever comes to mind and hope that that's funnier than me trying and failing to win. Okay, there goes our Mana Worm. So this is probably a good thing that we didn't try to buff it up, because it would be dead regardless. Intellect, Flame Strike, and a Fireball. You know, I was sure back in my day that the Arcane Intellect gave you 3 cards back. I may be making that up. Okay, got a big hand and not much to do with it, unfortunately. Well, might as well get the Water Elemental out. Give us something to do, really. He hasn't done much either, that's the only other positive, but who knows what that means. Okay, he's playing Wisp by choice. My understanding is that's a bad card. War Axe, okay, nasty. Oh my, okay, 7 damage. Yeah, so he's going to kill that Water Elemental. No, go for my health. Okay, that's how it's going to be. I can play that game, I think. Has done well for me in the past, as you might have seen in the first episode. Now, return 4, so it's probably a little early for Mirror Entity. I certainly wouldn't want to burn anything on the Wisp. I might as well put the Mirror Image out. That'll stop him going direct. 4 mana left. Can Fireball, but I mean, I've got a lot of removal. So it's probably not the worst move in the world. Although, if I freeze him now, I can Ice Lance him. That's pretty cool. Let's do that. Okay, still got 3 mana. I know this is not how you're supposed to play. I think you're supposed to come up with a cohesive turn instead of just sort of coming and doing whatever comes in wisps. I'm going to do it my way. I could just knock out the wisp just in case he buffs it. I think that'll make me feel a little bit more secure. And it's nice that he can't attack us with the axe now. That's really good because you never know what sort of buffs he's got for that either, the weapon damage. And the fact that we don't hit back also makes that pretty potent. But I mean, at the moment we're pretty solidly in the lead. It just depends on what he draws. I mean, we've got a good minion out. We've got the health advantage, sort of. That armor changes things a little bit. But I'm not feeling too bad about this. Oh, didn't do anything. Okay. And we've got a Frost Nova, just not much use. I might play the Mirror Entity now, just because the next thing he does is probably going to involve some sort of damage dealing minion, I hope. Now, I could burn the Frost Nova just to keep him frozen for another turn, probably a waste. Or I can just hit him for 3 and 6 and 7. Oh, no, okay, can't, oh dear, okay, let's just hit him down a bit. Still frozen, and that's what we really want, I think, at this stage, just keeping his hero frozen, because that's probably where a lot of his damage is going to come from. You'd think at 6 mana he'd have something to play. But he does seem... He's had a lot of those cards in his hand for a while. Okay. That's not too bad. I mean, the charge doesn't mean too much to us, but a free 5/2 is nothing to scoff at. Particularly since he still has to hit our taunts, so he's given us more than he's given himself anything. And he didn't even attack with it. I wonder why he didn't attack with it. That's quite strange. Get the Sorcerer's Apprentice out. That's a great card to have on the board. Could just knock it out. Yeah, I don't mind that move, although at the moment he still has to attack these taunts. But 2 turns. Yeah, let's do this. And then just for a bit of board control, because we're in a good spot, I don't want to sacrifice it by sort of trying to burn him down too quickly. And in 2 turns we can Pyroblast him. I've still got a Flame Strike and a Frost Nova in my hand. I've got fatal damage on the board. This should be an easy win from this point on. Now that I've said that, he'll pull Deathwing and kill me. Yeah, I just don't understand how he can't have anything better to play than what he's playing, frankly. And he's now put a worse weapon into his hand. Okay, well, that's still not great. And he's dead. I got him.
Well played.
Doesn't really matter how I do it. Okay, and another win with the garbage deck. Maybe we won't change things. I'm kind of thinking if we're still winning, maybe we don't mess with it. Okay, so one more victory to 24. We're going to stop it there again. I like to keep these short, particularly because thanks to Mr. Tony Abbott, I can't upload very long videos. For a 15-minute video, it takes me about 3 hours to get it up there, so we'll stop it there. Thanks again for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series and this ridiculous deck that absolutely should not be winning. But, you know, to be honest, I think we're going all the way to BlizzCon with this deck. I can feel it in my bones. We'll be there against Day9 or whoever else. I mean, it really has shown in its 2 games that it is the most powerful Majestic deck of all time. So, yeah, looking forward to more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.